Hi, my name is Cathy Neptune and welcome to my kitchen. We're about to roll in the summer season and barbecue, and everybody's favorite I think is pizza. So we're going to combine all of that and make a chicken barbecue pizza. And you can do this in your oven. You can also do it partially cooked on the grill. And I'll tell you about that as we go along. I have some prepared pizza dough here, and we're going to use, instead of pizza sauce, we're going to use a nice, your favorite barbecue sauce, and everybody has a favorite barbecue sauce. Now, if you were going to do this on the grill, what I would do is heavily oil the dough and your barbecue grill and preheat it very well, and take a paper towel with a little bit of oil on it and a pair of tongs. And when your grill is very, very hot, then you oil it and your pizza dough won't stick. So you cook it about 4 minutes on one side, turn it over and cook it. You turn it over, and that's when you put your toppings on top of the grill. And it takes about, I would say, 10 minutes. It cooks very quickly depending on the heat on your barbecue. But let's pretend it's raining out and you're not going to barbecue, or you live in the city and don't have a grill. We're going to take this wonderful barbecue sauce and put it all over the top. And this is a Kansas City style, which my family loves. You can make your own homemade, but why do that when you can get it this good? And one of the things that you have to remember when you're doing a sauce, any kind of sauce on your pizza, I'm not dredging the whole thing with pizza sauce. You should be able to swirl it around and still kind of see the dough, very much like they do at the pizza shops. You see them always taking the spatula and rubbing it around like that. So when you're buying pizza sauce in a jar in the store, don't feel as though you have to use the total amount of pizza sauce that's in the can or in your jar. It's just too much. And I hear all the time people tell me their pizzas are soggy. That's one of the main reasons why your pizza is soggy. Another reason is, if you're doing cheese, put your soft melting cheese on the bottom, right next to your pizza sauce, or in this case, barbecue sauce. And I have a mixture here of shredded mozzarella cheese and Havarti, smoked Gouda cheese. And I like the smoky flavor because it enhances another one of the toppings that we're putting on here. I also added a little bit of Parmesan for the saltiness. And did you know, if I always buy my mozzarella in a chunk and grate it myself, and the best way to do that is to put your Parmesan, whole chunk of Parmesan cheese, into the freezer for about half an hour, and it's much easier to grate that way. So we're putting approximately that much. It's probably half a cup of the mozzarella, a quarter cup of the Parmesan, and about a quarter cup of the smoked Gouda. Now, in addition to that, we have, let's put our chicken on here. And this is rotisserie chicken. Who doesn't love rotisserie chicken? And it's so readily available, about a half a cup that I've diced. And you can, of course, cook your own chicken if you want. While the grill is heating up, you can put on a few, say, boneless chicken thighs or one whole boneless chicken breast, which is equivalent to about a cup of cubed chicken. And you could certainly substitute pulled pork for this. I think it would be an excellent use for pulled pork. This smells like a summer barbecue. It's awesome. On top of that, we're going to add some shredded, very, very thinly sliced red onions. Or you could use a Vidalia onion, but I think the red onion, the flavor holds up a little bit better because they're a little more substantial. And it's probably a half of a small red onion that's thinly sliced. And you can just eyeball it. And then lastly, who doesn't love bacon? Imagine chicken, bacon, onions, barbecue, chicken. This is like a whole meal. And I just cook this in the oven. If you want a simple way to get your bacon all done at once, I put it on a stoneware bar pan. And remember, if you want information for all these wonderful tools, be sure to email me, and I'll be happy to help you. But if you want crispy bacon, that's the way to go, in the oven or on one of those racks that have, of course, a drip pan underneath. You can do a whole pound of bacon, and it cooks evenly, and it doesn't get saturated in the fat. It's a good way to cook everything. So there is a chicken barbecue pizza. My oven has been preheated to 400 degrees, and this is not going to take long. In fact, I'm going to pop it in the oven, and I'm going to put on my timer so I don't forget and get distracted. That oven is very hot. So let's put on our timer. Let's do 10 minutes. And there we go. So we're going to gather our other ingredients. We're going to do dessert next, because we're going to put that in the oven too. So we'll be right back. Hi, welcome back. We're going to start on dessert. We have a chicken barbecue pizza in the oven at 400 degrees. And I have the timer on. I have to warn you, because that time goes by very quickly. And because the oven's so hot, it's going to cook very quickly. So this is a good menu for you. Now we're doing dessert, and then we're going to do our chickpea salad in between while this is cooking. And everybody loves s'mores. And I'm going to do for you a s'more pie. And I'm starting here with a pre-bought graham cracker crust. Now, if you wanted to do a larger one, I think this would be fabulous for the 4th of July. Do it in a 9x13 baker and make your own graham cracker crust. It's just butter and crushed up graham crackers, and you can look up the recipes anywhere. Double the recipe for a single pie crust, and you're good to go. You could even do it in a sheet pan if you'd like. So here we have our unbaked graham cracker crust. And we're going to do about a cup, or fill up most of this with Nutella, chocolate Nutella. And, you know, a s'more wouldn't be a s'more without having a little bit of chocolate. So this is more than a little bit, it's a lot of chocolate. And what's wrong with that? I think the kids would absolutely love this. And because we're going to bake this at 450 degrees in the oven, guess what we're going to put on top of this? Did you guess? Marshmallows? Because we have the oven on really, really high to toast those marshmallows on the top. So I've used the whole container. I always do, because it gives it a good base. And maybe that isn't enough chocolate for you. I know it's not enough for me, but to enhance the chocolate flavor, I have a cheese grater here, and I have some semi-sweet chocolate chips if you'd like those. And did you know, a good cheese grater, you can grate chocolate chips over the top. Sometimes I do this and fill it up, and then you can sprinkle them on the top like so. Right over the top. And then I thought I'd give you two options. So instead of doing the whole thing with semi-sweet chocolate, I'm going to put a little bit of Hershey's, just a regular Hershey chocolate bar, which is something that you put on top, or in between rather, your warm graham crackers. I hear that our oven is going off. And I left this out at room temperature so it's a little softer, and then it'll melt. I can hear a beeper going off, and I'm going to check. I'm going to wash my hands really quickly here. And see how our pizza is doing. I think I'll do it a few more minutes. Let's clear this and do, let's do 4 minutes. Oops. Timer, let's do 4. But I'd do another 4 minutes just to make sure the crust is extra thick on that, so I want to make sure it's completely cooked. Then we're just taking regular marshmallows. This is a great, great recipe for kids to do in the kitchen with you. They would love building these. And then just regular store-bought marshmallows. Did you ever make homemade marshmallows? It really gives something for your friends to talk about if you're home making your own marshmallows. But let me tell you, there's nothing better than homemade marshmallows. And they're basically egg whites and powdered sugar and a little bit of cornstarch and vanilla. And you whip them all up, and they are something else. So you put exactly that many, fill them all up. And when our pizza's done, we're going to take it out of the oven, and we're going to preheat the oven to 450 degrees because we really want to get these cooked. I think that's pretty good. Exactly enough marshmallows. And they don't have to be fancy because this is kind of like s'more style. And there we go. How hard is that to do? Not hard at all. And these are going to be the talk of the tree when you do these because it's so fun and it's easy. And s'mores say summer to me. So I'm going to get this ready. Keep an eye on our pizza. Watch that carefully. And we'll be right back to do our salad. Welcome back. Our pizza is out of the oven. Look at this. How does that look? Fabulous. And look at how puffy the dough is. And the way I do my pizza dough, I buy pre-made pizza dough that's available in most grocery stores. But the technique I use is I thaw it overnight in the refrigerator, in the bag, and I put a little olive oil on the dough. And the next morning, it's usually thawed out, but it's not risen. So what I do is I'll take my pizza stone, and the dough is already oiled, and I'll spread it as much as I can on the pizza stone. And you may have to come back 2 or 3 times, but cover it and come back. Let it rest in between. And when I have it stretched almost as much as I can, I cover it carefully and thoroughly on the top with some plastic wrap, and I put it in the refrigerator, and all day long it's rising, and that yeast is feeding on the dough, and that's what gives you a really fluffy, fluffy crust. People tend to work the dough too much because it fights against you, and it's like raising a teenager. You want it to grow and stretch, and it's going, no, I don't want to. And that's the way you treat your pizza dough. You give it a rest in between, just like your teenagers tell you, Mom, give it a rest. And you'll find you have a very tender and light and fluffy crust like we have today. So that's a good tip to know. Now we're going to do a carrot and chickpea salad today, and I have about 2 cups of grated carrots. And this is a wonderful salad to do ahead of time, or you can have all the ingredients ready to go and then just let it marinate overnight. The longer it sets, the better it is. I have a whole can of chickpeas that I've drained. Those go in as well. That's a whole can. And then I have about, I'd say a half a cup of chopped red onions. Those go there. And then I'm going to do our dressing in here. And I have my oven preheating, by the way. Remember the s'mores pie that we have? I have it preheating to 450 degrees. And we're going to do our dressing for our chickpea salad. And we're going to do about 2 tablespoons of fresh lemon juice. And do you know 1 lemon holds about 2 tablespoons of juice? It's kind of funny how that works out. And don't forget, you can keep fresh lemons in your freezer and just take them out when you want to juice them. And you'll get a ton of juice from them. So I'm putting this into our little covered shaker. And I have a little sieve on the top to catch all those seeds. I'm straining it in there, like so. And that way you don't get any seeds in there. And then we're going to add a clove of garlic. 1 to 2 cloves is really good. And a handy dandy garlic press that you don't have to peel your garlic with this, but you do have to aim for the container. And there's really nothing like fresh garlic. You want to use fresh garlic in this. Get that in there. So that's that. And then about a good teaspoon of, this is ground cumin. And this gives it a really earthy, warm flavor. It's used a lot in Greek food. So about a good teaspoon of that. And a little salt. I'd say just a pinch or 2 of salt. And 3 tablespoons of good olive oil. One, 2, 3. And then I like a little more piquant flavor, and I'm using from one of these, there's oil and vinegar factories that you can go to and get all different flavored oils. And this is oils and vinegars. This is a Sicilian lemon white balsamic vinegar. And just to give it a little sharp flavor, you don't need a lot of this. I'm going to put the cover on, give it a good shake. And pour that all over your salad. Boy, that smells awesome. And then about a good tablespoon of parsley. And I like the flat leaf parsley myself. I think it has more flavor. It adds a freshness and, of course, color to your dish. Now you can also add, if you like, cucumbers to this, red peppers, whatever you like. But this is just a basic and healthy salad. I'm going to toss that and let the flavors marinate. Look at the colors in that. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh, I can smell that cumin and the garlic. And of course the red onions. And the carrots add a sweetness, and the chickpeas a little bit of texture as well. Look at that. Chill that. You could bring this on a picnic. It's something a little different, and everybody is going to love it. So we're going to cover that up and let the flavors blend. And we're going to put our s'mores pie into the oven as soon as it comes up to temperature, and we'll be right back. Hi, welcome back. Look at our start of the summer feast here this evening. Our wonderful chicken barbecue pizza. And don't forget to substitute pulled pork if you have it. It'd be awesome. And it all depends on using your preference and your favorite barbecue sauce. And we have the cheeses and a little bacon and red onion, and these, I think the smoked Gouda makes it special, along with the shredded mozzarella, and you're gonna love that. And our chickpea and carrot salad. Do this the night before if you'd like. It holds up perfectly well and marinates with the carrots, the onions, the chickpeas, a little bit of vinaigrette with a little bit of cumin. That smoky flavor really plays well off of your barbecue sauce. And then look at our s'more pie. At 450 degrees, you see these marshmallows. I challenge you to toast them that well over a campfire. But we have the graham cracker crust, the Nutella, and a little bit of shaved chocolate, and the marshmallows, of course, and into the oven. It is spectacular. And I would say serve that with a spoon. If not, if you're not able to cut it with a pie cutter, a spoon works really well. I am going to plate this for you We're going to put our slice of pizza. We're going to do our beautiful chickpea salad. Colorful, bright, healthy, refreshing goodness on a plate. So I hope that you try all these recipes for your family and friends. They're going to so love it. And don't forget to write or email me. I thank you for all your suggestions and all your questions. And a lot of the choices that I make for our menus are based on what you ask and what you are looking for. Thank you again for watching us, and may the fork be with you.